Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 140, Lorry's New Flatbed. It was a lovely autumn day on the island of Sodor, and the pack was currently investigating the bridge they had built a few weeks earlier on the narrow gauge railway. "Well," said Nelson, "the bridge looks sturdy to me." "Indeed," said Alfie, "this bridge won't be tumbling down any time soon." "I hope so," said Patrick. "We wouldn't want to, recreate what happened a few weeks ago." "No, indeed," said Jack. "This bridge is here to stay for a long time." "Well, I hope so," said Isabella. "It certainly is the most beautiful bridge on the island of Sodor." And all of the pack agreed. Just then, the pack heard something very strange. "Hey," said Jack, "do you guys know what that is?" "I'm not sure," said Patrick. "It kind of sounds like an engine." "Yeah," said Alfie, "an engine that's about to run out of coal." Just then, the sound grew closer and closer, and all of a sudden, Lorry peered around the corner. "Lorry," they said, "what are you doing here?" Nothing much," said Lorry. "Just taking packages around the narrow gauge railway." "Was that your engine?" said Nelson. "Yes, it was," said Lorry. "Why do you ask?" "Well," said Alfie, that doesn't sound very good." "Who cares what it sounds like?" said Lorry. "I'm just here to do my work." "Well, I understand," said Patrick, "but Lorry, you should really talk to Sir Topham Hatt about it." "I don't have time to talk to Sir Topham Hatt," said Lorry crossly. "And who's seen Sir Topham Hatt recently? Anyone? Anyone?" The pack had to admit they hadn't seen Sir Topham Hatt in a very long time. "Exactly," said Lorry. "Sir Topham Hatt doesn't have time for me, and, well, I don't have time for Sir Topham Hatt. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be on my way." "Wait a second," said Patrick. "I just noticed something." "What?" said Lorry. "Hey, I think I noticed it too," said Jack. "You and Isabella look a lot alike." "Oh, really?" said Lorry. "I never noticed that before." And of course he was kidding. Hey," said Alfie, "I don't get it. What's so similar? They're both Lorrys." Lorry could hardly believe his ears. "Ugh," he said. "What is the world coming to? You youngins, you have it so easy nowadays, and you can't even tell one Lorry from another." "Actually," said Isabella, "I never really noticed it either. But come to think of it, Lorry, we are quite similar." "Yeah," said Nelson. "Look, they have an area where they can carry packages, and they have a flatbed. Same thing on Lorry here." "Wow," said Isabella. "Lorry, you and I are kind of alike." "We are not alike," said Lorry. "What?" said the pack. They were suddenly confused by this turn of events. "Never mind," said Lorry. "We technically are the same, but at the same time we're different." "We are?" said Isabella. "Yes," said Lorry. "You are an upgraded version of me. I'm just my old rotten self, you see." "Well, I see," said Isabella. "Well, I think they're right," she said. "We are kind of similar." "I suppose so," said Lorry. "Well, anyway, I should leave you youngins to sit here and do some more bridge watching, if that's what you're doing. I don't want to disrupt the moment, you see. Well, anyway, I should be off." "Hey," said Alfie, "what are you doing up here anyway, Lorry?" Nothing," said Lorry. "Just carrying this package around. I'm too old to be climbing up the hills and mountains of the narrow gauge railway. So Topham Hatt should find somebody else to do it. I'm getting way too old. You can probably tell by the sound of my engine." "Indeed," said Jack, "but who's going to do the work then?" "I don't know," said Lorry. "Oh, hey, Isabella, you could do it. Do you want me to take over from here?" "No," said Lorry, "I can take it from here. I got this," but he was still quite out of breath. "Are you sure, Lorry?" said the pack. "I'm pretty sure Isabella would be willing to take over." "Nah," said Lorry, "I'll be able to manage. But, Isabella, I must say, that is a nice flatbed you have back there. It's certainly better than mine right here. This one's about to lose 2 wheels. One of them's already cracked, one of them's about to fall off. It's ridiculous, I say, just ridiculous." "You know," said Jack, "you should really ask Sir Topham Hatt about that." "Like I said," said Lorry, "who's seen Sir Topham Hatt recently? Anyone? Anyone?" "My point exactly. Sir Topham Hatt's nowhere to be found, and you guys are keeping me from my work. I need to go now." And with that, Lorry rolled away. Said Alfie. "He didn't seem very happy at all." "No," said Jack. "Lorry doesn't seem very happy at all nowadays." Lorry continued along around the narrow gauge railway with his package. He had to stop because he was out of breath. He said, "Those youngins are right. I'm way too old to be doing this. Sir Topham Hatt needs to find somebody else. Who cares? In a few years, this will all be over. I'll be scrapped, and then who cares? But anyway, those youngins are right. Sir Topham Hatt needs to do something about this. I'm way too old to be coming up here in the mountains and running around." With that, Lorry stopped to catch his breath. "I don't know what to do," he said. "I just don't know what to do. Over there are some youngins. They have their whole lives ahead of them. They have brand new parts and everything. I've been on Soda for many years, and I've never had a part replaced. I'm still my same old self. Oh, what am I to do? I should probably get going here. But all I need is a little inspiration, and possibly a new flatbed would do the trick. This flatbed's so old and rickety I can barely pull it along. Yeah, that's what I need. I need a new flatbed. But where am I going to get a new flatbed? I'll think about this later. And with that, Lorry rolled slowly away. The next day, the pack was investigating bridges on the standard gauge railway, and Byron had joined them. Said Nelson, looking at the two bridges. These don't look very safe. No, indeed, said Isabella. I'm afraid that looks like they'll have to come down in the next few years. Agreed, said Byron. The last thing we want is another bridge collapsing. Yeah, said Patrick. We wouldn't want that again. The pack was about to leave to go on to their next bridge when suddenly they heard that familiar, horrible noise. Is that Lorry again, said Jack. I think it is, said Alfie. And around the corner came Lorry, but he was carrying a giant package. Whoa, said the pack. Lorry, are you all right? I'm fine, he said. Just move out of the way so I can keep going. Nelson and Byron backed up, but Isabella did not move. She actually moved forward. Lorry, she said, what's wrong? Oh, nothing, he said. Just this package is a bit heavy. I'll be all right, though. No, said Isabella, this doesn't look good at all. Lorry, give the package to me. What? Said Lorry. Yes, please, hand over the package. I'm going to do your work today. No, said Lorry. I can't let a young'un do my work. I'll be fine. No, said Isabella, you will not be fine. Look, that horrible engine sound, it has to stop. It's not normal, you know. I suppose so, said Lorry. And another thing, she said. Look, you're almost going to collapse on yourself. The package is so heavy. Please, Lorry, give it to me. Let me just take it to where it's supposed to go, and then I can come back here with the pack. Are you sure? Said Lorry. Yes, said Isabella, I'm sure. Now we're just wasting time. Jack, will you come over here and remove the package? Certainly, said Jack, and with that he moved forward. Soon the package was transferred to Isabella, and she was uncoupled from her flatbed. Phew, she said. This package is heavy. I told you, said Lorry. All right, she said. Where was this going? It was going to the airport, he said. And where'd you get it from? The docks. Said Isabella. That's kind of weird. Well, what's weird? Said Lorry. Well, the docks is that way, and the airport's that way. You kind of went the opposite direction you're supposed to be going. Oh, I just got lost, that's all. You've been on this railway how many years and you got lost? Said Patrick. Lorry ignored him. Anyway, said Isabella, let me take this package to the airport, guys. I'll be back in a jiffy. All right, said the pack. Isabella, you're the greatest. Yes, indeed, said Lorry. Isabella, you have done me a great favor today. Oh, it's nothing at all, said Isabella. All right, I'm out of here. See you guys. And Lorry, be sure to watch my flatbed. I'll have to leave it here because I can't be coupled to it since the package is sticking out. All right? I'll be sure to watch over it, he said. Goodbye, everybody. I'll be back soon. And with that, Isabella was away with the package. Wow, said Jack. Isabella is a true character. Indeed, said Alfie. Well, I don't mean to be a party pooper or anything, said Byron, but we need to move on to other bridges. Yes, said Nelson, and it will cost us time if we wait for Isabella. That's all right, said Lorry. I'll stay here and let her know where you guys are when she comes back. All right, Lorry, they said. Thank you very much. And with that, the pack rolled away. Lorry then moved off to the side and smiled to himself. Yes, he said. Yes, it worked. Oh, I cannot believe it worked. Lorry began to feel guilty, though. I just lied so that Isabella would do my work and that I could pull her flatbed here. Who cares, he said. I'm going to get to pull a nice flatbed for once. He was uncoupled from his old flatbed and was coupled up to his new flatbed. He said, now that's a good flatbed. It doesn't shake, rattle, and roll like that thing over there. Oh, this is great. This is great. You know what? I'm going to go show off my flatbed to the entire island of Sodor. And with that, Lorry backed up and he rushed away to do exactly that. Lorry's first stop on his trip around the island of Sodor was at the oil depot where Derek was. Hey, Derek, said Lorry. What? Said Derek. Look, I got a new flatbed. Oh, a new flatbed, said Derek. That's very cool, I guess. Lorry was a bit shocked. You don't seem to be too impressed by my flatbed here. Honestly, Lorry, said Derek, I don't really understand the importance of a flatbed because I'm not a lorry. Said Lorry. Let me see if I can put this into your context. A flatbed is to a lorry as diesel oil is to a diesel. Oh, well, that sounds very important. It is, said Lorry. Now, I hope you understand the importance of a flatbed. Oh, I do, said Derek. Hey, that flatbed looks a little familiar. It does, said Lorry. Yeah, I can't really put my buffer on it, if you get my meaning. But, all right, that's enough here, said Lorry. Goodbye, Derek. Thanks for talking. With that, Lorry rushed away. Said Derek. I swear I've seen that flatbed somewhere before, but, I just can't figure it out. Well, that was a close one, said Lorry as he pulled cautiously into Wellsworth Station. I don't want to have that happening again. Just then, he saw Rosie and old Slow Coach at the platform. Oh, good, he said. Here's another opportunity for me to brag to them about my flatbed. Hey, Rosie, guess what? What? Asked Rosie. I got a new flatbed. Oh, that's a very nice looking flatbed, said Rosie. Just then, old Slow Coach noticed something. Hey, Lorry, she said. Isn't that Isabella's flatbed? No, said Lorry. Of course it's not. Yeah, I think it is, said old Slow Coach. No, it's obviously mine. It's new from the docks. I got it today. You know what, said Rosie. I think you're right, old Slow Coach. To come to think of it, didn't we see Isabella on the way here? Yeah, said old Slow Coach. She was carrying a very heavy package, and she didn't have her flatbed for some reason. Lorry realized he had been busted. You are all wrong, he yelled loudly, and with that, he roared away. What was that about? Said Rosie. I have no idea, said old Slow Coach, but something's up. Yes, said Rosie, something's up. Lorry soon quickly realized that his joy day was coming to an end. Oh dear, he thought, I've been a very silly Lorry. And what was I thinking? Doing those. Just living this lie this entire day. Oh, I was very silly indeed. I'm going to go find Isabella and tell her the truth. I will not keep living this lie. I won't. I must tell her the truth. And with that, Lorry made his way to the airport. Just as he arrived there, he realized that Isabella was also there. But Isabella didn't see him. She was having a very tough time with the heavy load. Ugh, she said, this load could not be any heavier. I don't know how Lorry made it all the way from the docks. Ugh, but I'm almost here. Look, the airport, it's right there. I'm almost here. And with that, she pulled up to the gates. She expected the gates to open, but for some reason they didn't. Said Isabella. This is very strange. Usually when I pull up to these gates, they open right away. Oh well, I have no time to lose. Lorry's counting on me, and I will not let this stop me. And with that, Isabella began to go over the track, but the package was so heavy that it slid out from under, and her front wheels were stuck on the track. Almost there. With that, she pulled forward, and was now stuck in the middle of the track. The package was weighing her down, and she could not move. Oh, bother, she said. This is just great, just great. Lorry realized it was now time for him to interact. But just then, out of nowhere, the pack arrived. Nelson, said Isabella, what are you doing here? Oh, said Nelson. Well, we've been looking at the bridges around Sodor all day, and we decided that it was time to come find you. Yes, said Alfie. You seem to be in a predicament here. Oh, I am, said Isabella. I'm in a big predicament. Guys, can you help me? Just then, they heard a whistle. Whose whistle was that? Said Patrick. He was new to the railway and didn't know all of the engine's whistles. I think that sounded like Gordon, said Jack. If I'm not mistaken, yes, said Alfie. Is this the main line? Said Byron. I believe it is, said Alfie. Isabella began to panic. Oh no, I know, she said. Help, help, Gordon's coming and is going to run over me. Nonsense, said Alfie. I'll go check. Alfie hopped over the track and went over to the airport to look down the line. And Isabella was right. Gordon was coming down the line with a full head of steam. Here I come, he said. Nothing better be in my way. Oh no, said Alfie. Gordon, he's coming. Gordon's coming, everybody. Get Isabella off the track right now. All right, team, let's go, said Jack, and they began to work feverishly. Jack tried to prop Isabella up. Nelson went over the other track to help, and so did Byron. They were on both sides of her. I'll make sure this package doesn't go anywhere, said Patrick. Lorry realized it was now time for him to join the fight. Oh, Lorry, they said. What are you doing here? Oh, Isabella, he said. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to end like this. What are you talking about, said Isabella. I stole your flatbed. I went around the island of Sutter saying it was my own. Oh, I feel very, very silly. Isabella, I'm so sorry. If there's anything... We don't have time for this, said Isabella. Lorry, please help me. Gordon's coming. Lorry tried his best, but the front loaders could only do some of the work. This is very heavy, said Byron. I don't think we can get it. We don't have time, said Alfie. We need to go. Gordon was coming around the bend. Poop, poop, he said. Here I come. Ah, said Isabella. Hurry, 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 said Nelson, but it was too late. Gordon came around the bend and smashed into Isabella, and she and the package went flying. Look out, said the pack, as Isabella flopped down next to the track with the package, and Gordon went right on through. "Oh no," said the pack. "Isabella, are you all right?" I think so," said Isabella. Lorry felt terrible. "Oh, Isabella," he said. "I'm so sorry. I feel terrible, Isabella. I'm so sorry." Isabella was suffering from amnesia, and she couldn't remember what Lorry had said prior to this. "Hey," she said, "why do you have my flatbed?" "Oh, dear," said Lorry, "this is terrible." "Isabella," said Jack, "Lorry has your flatbed because he said he went around the island saying that it was his." "Yes," said Lorry. "I told everybody that the flatbed was mine, even though it wasn't." Suddenly, Isabella remembered. "Oh, I remember that," she said. "Oh, Lorry, it's all right. I understand that you want a new flatbed. Perhaps it's time to talk to Sir Topham Hatt." "I guess," said Lorry. "I just don't see him much." "Then go find him," said Byron. "If you really want a flatbed, then go get it." "You're right," said Lorry. I want to be a really useful Lorry, not a really silly Lorry. That's the spirit," said the pack with pride in their voice.